Hello and welcome to Tailgate Tech. Today we'll be doing a service on a 2015 Sea-Doo Spark. We'll be changing the oil on the spark plugs. In order to do this, you have to remove the rear cover. An overview of the tools that you'll need: we need a T27 Torx bit, a 10mm socket, a 10mm wrench, 5/8 spark plug socket. We have a feeler gauge, a torque wrench, a 6mm or an E8. You can get by with a 6mm if you don't have the E8, which is a reverse Torx to remove the oil filter cap. All right, first place to start, yours may or may not be equipped with this front cover. Underneath it are some T27 Torx screws. We're going to remove those first to remove this hatch. With that out of the way, we can start working our way around the chassis, removing more of the T27s. These fronts just thread into plastic, whereas we work our way down to the side ones, we have to hold them underneath with a 10mm socket. I find a deep well works better. There is a nut on the bottom of these, so you'll want to keep the nut in the washer as you work your way around. Moving along, we'll come to the back. Same thing, this is just threaded into plastic. We have two of these back here. Now we have this little trim piece which comes out, and you just pull to the side to remove it. Above that, we have another Torx, which we need to take off the seat to get access to. Yours may not have this extended seat on it, or it may. In order to get these in the back, I found I had to add a 3/8 extension to gain access. Or you could use a small ratchet and do it by hand. The other side is the same as the left. We have the trim piece. Work your way around to the front where we started. After that, you're going to come, and there's three here by the gas cap. That also need to be removed. Next, you need to get access to the steering linkages, which you can pull this cover right off. Down in here, you'll find 4 Torx that need to be removed. They hold the steering linkages to the cover that we're taking off. You also need to remove a 10mm bolt up in here using the wrench and the ratchet. Now that we have it all unscrewed, we need to remove this one plug. It has a little red safety tab. Pull back on it. With that, press in to relieve any pressure, then press down on the black and you can pull it apart. At this point, we're able to take off the service hatch. Now that the hatch is removed, we have easy access to the spark plugs and the oil filter. You can change the oil filter without taking the hatch off, however the spark plugs you cannot. It's a 3-cylinder engine using a coil on plug system. So here we have the coil that's directly on top of the spark plug. In order to get the spark plug out, we need to take the wire off first. So I like to push in, remove the pressure, push down, and pull out. Then we can remove the T27 Torx screw. Pull the coil out. Obviously it's sealed in there good because this is meant to run in a wet environment. To get the spark plug out, we're going to make sure we're using a specialty spark plug socket that has the rubber grommet inside to hold on to the spark plug. pull the spark plug out. All right, we have prepared the spark plugs to be reinstalled. We added a little bit of never seize to the threads, being that these are steel threads going into aluminum cylinder head. We also checked the gap, 35 thousandths. We're going to start these by hand and then finish tightening with the torque wrench. We have our torque wrench set to 18 foot-pounds. And there it is. We'll repeat that on the remaining spark plug holes, torquing each one down as we go. Now we'll reinstall the coil on plug. Reinstall the plug to the coil. So we'll repeat that process and then we'll hook in this sensor last. Moving on to the oil filter change, we have the Reverse Torx E8-bit, and we are going to remove these 3 screws from the cover. Pull the cover up, it'll come up with the filter. You can remove the filter, and then on here you'll see there's an O-ring. We also want to change that. The new filter came with that as well. To remove the oil from the reservoir, we have this pump. We're going to use to suck out the old oil. We can get out the better, obviously. Get a new filter. An O-ring. The O-ring's going to go on the cover. Filter will get pushed down in. Will go back on top, and we'll retighten these 3 screws. So all that's left to do is pump out the 2 quarts of oil inside the engine and then add the fresh 10W40 personal watercraft oil. We're going to use the same pump we used to remove the oil from the oil filter housing. I'm going to put it right down the oil fill till the bottom. And then I'm going to suck out the oil. This is a bit different than what you may be used to, where an engine would have a oil drain on the bottom that would be removed. Now, of course, the more I get out of it, the better. But that looks like about it. All right, after this, we'll add the fresh oil, then we'll reinstall the hatch in reverse order of removing it.